Hello everyone, the Destroyer here, and welcome back to another live... it's not a live commentary game, it's a cast. It's a live cast, actually, of Rise of the Witch King patch 2.02 version 5.0.1. We have a 2v2 on Tournament Rohan. Looks like Belsebub and Heimdall are going up against OhReaLLy and JC. And of course there's two observers there, as you see. Me and Mirkwood are observing, and I am casting the game from an observer standpoint. So we have OhReaLLy as the Elves in the top right, and his partner is JC, which is Jeepers Creepers, as Dwarves in the top left. I think Belsa's team is going to win. Always. Anyway, and the opposing team is Heimdall as Mordor, and Belsebub as Elves in the bottom right. So, Elves and Mordor versus Elves and Dwarves. And of course, Belsebub is very good, so they do have a slight advantage. But yeah, anyway. Let's see what Mordor's doing here. Getting some Orc Warriors, of course. Getting down a second Orc pit there, so Heimdall's looking to employ a new horde of Orcs. And then we have a archery range for Jeepers Creepers, yeah. I could call him JC, but I'll just call him Jeepers Creepers, just because that's what I know it as, really. We get some Lorien Warriors out for, who's this again? OhReaLLy. OhReaLLy. I do need to memorize the player names here. OhReaLLy, Jeepers Creepers, Heimdall? Yeah, okay. And Belsebub. Got it. For now. I'll forget. Which is fine. Alright, OhReaLLy's got some Lorien Warriors on their way. We have some Orc Warriors finding a forward mine of Jeepers Creepers here. So Heimdall knows exactly where to look and get rid of this thing. Does it have some guys in it, though? Doesn't look like Jeepers Creepers when you, has any guys yet. So his forward mine is not going to get much done, unfortunately for him. That's too bad. As long as the Orc spam keeps flowing, he should be able to deal with that. Belsebub sending some Lorien Warriors to the center here, being chased by OhReaLLy's Lorien Warriors there. If he makes it in the base, of course, he could take out a mineshaft very quickly, at least. That would be a nice pickup for him. And it looks like the mineshaft was taken out. Some axe throwers got brought out too, and of course they're going to get surrounded and slaughtered by the Orcs of Mordor, which is unfortunate for them. And it looks like these Lorien Warriors will take this mineshaft very easily. It's taking a long time for these ones to even do any damage. Problem with them being the same speed, and they didn't really have a great attack angle. So it looks like Belsebub might actually get a second mineshaft with that. As long as his opponent keeps up the pressure, or his teammate rather. As long as Heimdall keeps sending Orcs in, the Dwarves won't be able to react. So Jeepers Creepers will have a lot of trouble here. And his partner, who really needs to send more men or put more pressure on Belsebub. Because with them doubling him, he's going to fall fairly quickly. Unless his ally does something. Doubling your opponent can be a good tactic in a 2v2. Sometimes it's worth it just to not worry about your base too much and just double your opponent. Not always, though. Of course, if your attack fails, your base is in tatters and you can't really recover very well. So, gotta keep that in mind. You gotta weigh your pros and cons effectively in game and make the right decision. Heimdall throwing down a fourth Orc pit here. Looks like we have Lancers being brought out from Belsebub. And some Fallen Sentries there as well. He's continuing to send guys towards Jeepers Creepers. It's making things very difficult for Jeepers Creepers as well. And they're also fighting on top of a tainted land. So the Dwarves are at a disadvantage as the Orcs getting buffed. And of course the Orcs actually aren't too bad when they're buffed against axe throwers, because axe throwers aren't very tanky as you would expect. In comes the army of OhReaLLy here to try and save his ally. Belsebub throwing down his guys in a Missile on sentries and porcupine to slow down the enemy. And now Belsebub's archers have turned their attention to the enemy archers here. OhReaLLy's looks like they're being picked off quite effectively. Fortunately, there is still a battalion of Lordian warriors and missile on sentries here. They could chase them off. And in come our first battalion of lancers. That's going to get a nice run through on these, or maybe the dwarves. Definitely doesn't want to run through these, but if he's careful, he can micro through here and actually get these lord. Oh, those are his. Well, but you got a nice run through on these guys, so that's good. Looks like these guys are going to lose the fight here, being surrounded by Elves and Mordor units. They will fall fairly shortly. Looks like Lancer's got a nice run through on the dwarves there. Ouch. Jeepers Creepers is really having a hell of a time here. They're doubling him quite effectively. Belsebub keeping the troop flow coming. So they are relentless. It's really going to be up to OhReaLLy to do something. I'm a celeb. See ya. Bye. I don't know what that means. But if he has to go, fine with me, I guess. He told me I have a British accent. I was like, what? I'm not from the UK. I don't sound like I'm British. At least not to me. Someone else. I'm fairly certain I do not sound like a British person. I watch a lot of British people on YouTube, and they do not sound like me. I can assure you. We got a battle wagon being brought out from Jeepers Creepers here. But he has so many orcs in his base. The cavalry support of his ally, Belsebub. Things are going very badly. Looks like Mordor also has some orc archers keeping up at bay the elves here, picking off these Lordian warriors with the help of the cav. And the archery range will fall here, it looks like. There's no way he's going to be able to save that. The mine as well, that key mine that used to transport dwarves around. I don't think there's anything Jeepers Creepers can do this game, to be honest. Belsebub has a fairly sizable army coming in as well. So this can be bad. Will the battle wagon get anything done here? It looks like it's taking a ton of damage. There's too many guys for him to run through and he's just going to get killed. If you have too many units clumped up, cavalry or battle wagons or what have you will not be able to run through. And they will just die very quickly. He was probably better off launching an oil barrel and running through the outside ones that are not clumped up. Unfortunately, now he will lose his Hall of Warriors, his only, well, I say only unit production building, but this one still is technically a unit production building. He's got a battle wagon on the way. Belsebub is now attacking the fortress. Jeepers Creepers wants a remake in Buckland. Because I don't think that would have made a difference, to be honest. They still would have wrecked Jeepers Creepers by doubling him. But in Buckland, dwarves have it a little bit easier because it's a lot shorter distance to travel across the map. But, I mean, if you're still getting doubled, it's not really going to matter too much. I guess he would be able to assist his ally quicker as well. OhReaLLy would. So there is that to keep in mind. And it looks like Jeepers Creepers will be knocked out of the game here very shortly. There he goes. Down goes his fort and down goes his team. That leaves OhReaLLy by himself against the might of Mordor and Elves. I don't like his chances, if I'm honest. He does have an army on the field. Belsebub is harassing his base, though. Might even get this builder here. Ooh, builder got picked off. You gotta watch out for these Lordian warriors. They do have a high attack. They will kill your shit if you're not careful. They're fairly quick as well. Orc archers being employed by OhReaLLy, who's continuing to get missile and sentries as well. Now big attack from Belsebub and Heimdall coming in. Heimdall has a fair amount of guys as well. Most of his army, of course, is up here, as you see. Lots and lots of orcs, and he will take this building barracks fairly easily. Level 2 Elven Barracks. Huge loss to the Elves, of course. It really is a matter of time before the Elves are dead. There's so many orcs here, and with this buff of this eye, they're really taking down fairly effectively. It's like Elven Mist was used there. I didn't even look at powers, but really, it's such a quick game, not much point. Elven Mist will lower the damage boost of the orcs, of course, but without anything to stop them, they will actually take the fort down regardless. There you go. OhReaLLy has been defeated. And the southern team, Belsebub and Heimdall, are victorious. So there you go. Quick little match. Quick little live cast. So, yeah. Wasn't really fair. I'm gonna be honest. The top team didn't have a chance, unfortunately for them. But there you go. So that has been another cast of the Rise of the Witch King Patch 2.02. I'll see you guys next time.